Why are there still COVID restrictions? Isn't it over? Most news channels seem to infer that the war in Ukraine. No, but it's and in certain places it is over. But do you think a corrupt government, which is the Justin Trudeau, which has had one ethics breach after another, one scandal after another, is ever going to want to let it down, to drop this so we can actually go back to scrutinizing the government? If you think that, I've got a bridge to sell you. I don't actually have a bridge. Well, I do. Sorry, that's the whole point of it. The survey is on hate. It's unbelievable. Oh, the ideologically motivated violent extremism is now the big thing in Canada. They got to shut down discussion. They got to shut down websites. The questions, though. And the questions, like all these questions, answer one wrong. And what are the fines? What are the fines that can be imposed for answering incorrectly, even in good faith, any one of those rules? Because good faith is only subjective to the person who wants to impute it or deny it. And that is how things get weaponized. And by the way, the travel restrictions in Canada, why hasn't the federal government rescinded the vaccine passport for plane and train travel? I can tell you my theory right now, my operating theory, there's a there's a leadership race for the leadership of the Conservative Party, a federal party. There's a, what is it called? It's an election battle for the leadership of the Conservative Party, which is a federal party, which means that those running for the leadership of the Conservative Party have to travel across country. They have to go see their constituents from Victoria, British Columbia, which is the easternmost point, the westernmost point of Canada. Actually, I believe it's Port Alberni. If I'm not mistaken, someone in there correct me. Port Alberni, I believe, is the westernmost point of continental Canada. The candidates who are running, they have to go from Port Alberni to Cape Spear, which is the easternmost point of continental Canada off of Newfoundland. Well, how are they going to do that if they can't fly? How's their team going to do that if they can't fly? Well, that would seem to limit the type of conservative candidate that can effectively run for the conservative leadership. What about how amazing is that? Justin Trudeau, through his federal vaccine mandate policy, can effectively interfere with, frustrate, limit, compromise the individual candidate for ideological reasons who might be running for the leadership of the Conservative Party. I'm sure it's an accident. I'm sure it's just a convenient accident for not rescinding measures that, as far as I understand, have been rescinded pretty much everywhere. But it's amazing. Limit the conservatives who can effectively run for the leadership of the Conservative Party. You can effectively influence which leader has the best chance of getting elected for the conservative leadership. It's scary that any conservative political gathering is now viewed as dangerous to a majority of the country. We need to keep our heads on straight. It's too late for many, John Francis. Well, that was one heck of an intro rant, people. But it's not. I'd say it's not an accident. The government that has tested propaganda on you, that has spied on you, that has lied to you day in and day out, that has 2 ethics breaches confirmed. Dropped my lip still. 2 confirmed ethics breaches. One got off by the skin of his teeth. Multiple corruption scandals. They're implementing a vaccine passport restriction that is being challenged by Brian Peckford, who I interviewed a couple weeks ago. It is being challenged by Maxime Bernier, who I'm actually going to be on a show with Maxime sooner than later, and he's going to come on my channel sooner than later as well. But they're maintaining this unconstitutional travel restriction. Who's it going to affect? It's odd. There's a conservative leadership race currently underway now. Certainly would seem to have an indirect impact on who can effectively run for leadership of the Conservative Party.